Ever wonder who keeps the secrets safe for like 95% of all the Fortune 1000 companies?
Mm.
It's not some, Men in Black situation. It's a
Mm.
company called Iron Mountain Incorporated. And on this deep dive,
Okay.
we're going to put on our, financial headlamps
Yeah.
and see if this data storage giant is an investment
Right.
worth digging into.
Okay.
By the end, you'll know if you should add it to your portfolio
Gotcha.
or run for the hills.
Okay.
So if you haven't already hit that subscribe button
Yeah.
and get ready to explore data storage, dividends, and maybe even a few
Okay.
hidden treasures along the way.
Sounds like a plan. So where should we start?
Well, let's start by understanding what Iron Mountain actually does.
Okay.
They're known for these massive physical record storage facilities.
Right.
But are they just a warehouse company in the digital age?
That's a great question, and it's not a simple answer.
Okay.
Yeah, they started with physical document storage, but they've really evolved into a much broader data management company.
We're talking data security,
Yeah.
digital transformation,
Okay.
and even secure destruction of information.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they're essentially like a one-stop shop for managing the entire life cycle
Really?
of data.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's not just boxes and warehouses anymore.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
They're leveraging all that expertise in physical security
Right.
to the digital world,
Okay.
providing cloud storage solutions, data center management,
Mm.
and even helping companies, transition to these paperless workflows.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It seems like they're well positioned to capitalize on, all this data explosion we're seeing.
Yeah.
And their business model with like recurring revenue from
Right.
rental fees, that sounds pretty stable.
Yeah, it does provide a degree of predictability,
Okay.
which, is very appealing to investors.
Yeah.
It's like a subscription service
Okay.
for data storage, with companies paying a regular fee.
To keep their information safe and accessible.
And speaking of security, what kind of leadership team is kind of navigating
Yeah.
this data empire? Are they, up to the task of keeping pace
Yeah.
with all the technological advancements?
Well, from what I've seen, it looks like Iron Mountain's management team is actually
Oh,
quite adept at navigating industry changes.
Mm,
Their track record speaks for itself.
okay.
They've consistently grown revenue,
Yeah,
even as the industry is undergoing, this major digital transformation.
that's impressive.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're not afraid to embrace new technologies.
Uh-huh.
I was reading that they're even incorporating artificial intelligence
Oh, yeah.
to optimize their operations.
That's right. They're using AI
Wow.
to enhance efficiency
Yeah.
in, records management, data analysis, and even security protocols.
Wow.
So it really suggests that they're forward-thinking
Okay.
and committed to staying ahead of the curve.
Yeah, and from what I've gathered, they're not just focused on profits.
Right.
They're focused on ethical and sustainable business practices.
Uh-huh.
They're really big on ESG principles,
Absolutely.
which resonates with a lot of investors today.
For sure. They're committed to
Yeah.
environmentally responsible practices,
Yeah.
data privacy, and ethical governance.
Mm.
So this commitment to ESG not only, enhances their reputation,
Yeah.
but also attracts investors who prioritize sustainability.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a company with a solid business model,
Yeah.
a forward-thinking management team,
Mm-hmm.
and a commitment to ESG principles.
Right.
But how healthy are their financials?
Mm.
It's time to look under the hood and
That's
examine
a
those
lot.
numbers.
Okay, so cracking open the balance sheet,
Yeah.
they have a market capitalization of $32.55 billion,
Oh, wow.
which is, a significant valuation.
Okay.
And their revenue growth was a healthy 14% in 2022.
So far, so good. But I've also seen some red flags.
Oh, really?
Yeah, their debt-to-equity ratio is
Yeah.
quite high.
Okay.
It's over 9. And that indicates that they're relying heavily on debt
Right.
to finance their operations.
Yeah.
And what about that negative free cash flow in 2023?
Uh-huh.
That raises some concerns.
Yeah, those are definitely points worth exploring further.
Okay.
A high debt-to-equity ratio can pose risks,
Yeah.
especially if, interest rates rise
Right.
or if their earnings falter.
Mhm.
And negative free cash flow means, they're spending more cash
Right.
than they're generating from operations.
Yeah.
This could be due to, an aggressive investment strategy,
Okay.
but it's something that we need to look into more closely.
Well, before we get too deep into those concerns, let's take a quick breather.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground understanding Iron Mountain's business,
Yeah,
their leadership, and their financial health.
right.
Well, we're just getting started, and before we jump into the second half
Okay.
of our Iron Mountain exploration,
Yeah.
We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What other companies are piquing your interest? Let us know in the comments, and we might feature your suggestion in a future deep dive.
Great idea.
And don't forget to check out the show notes for links to all the reports and articles that we're referencing today.
Okay.
Now, are you ready to continue our analysis of Iron Mountain?
Yeah, let's do it.
And see if those red flags are cause for concern or just part of their strategic plan?
I'm all ears.
Okay, great. Let's jump back in.
All right. The market seems to be taking a more optimistic view.
Really?
Yeah, analyst ratings from major firms like Barclays, BMO Capital Markets, and Citi are overwhelmingly positive. They've got buy or outperform readings on Iron Mountain.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
It's a contrast to our initial concerns.
Right.
Are the analysts overlooking these financial red flags,
Yeah.
or are they seeing something that we're not?
It seems like they're focusing on the company's long-term growth potential.
Okay.
Their average price target suggests some pretty significant upside potential for the stock. So this indicates that they believe Iron Mountain's strategic investments, even if they're currently impacting free cash flow, are ultimately going to drive profitability and shareholder value.
So the analysts seem pretty confident in Iron Mountain's ability to, navigate this period of heavy investment and come out stronger on the other side.
Right. And that confidence is likely bolstered by the fact that institutional investors hold a big chunk of Iron Mountain's shares. These are, sophisticated investors with deep pockets and a long-term perspective.
Okay.
So their involvement suggests a belief in the company's, underlying fundamentals and future prospects.
So we've got positive market sentiment. We've got a vote of confidence from these institutional investors.
Yeah.
Let's dig deeper into Iron Mountain's strategic position.
Okay.
With a classic SWOT analysis. What are their core strengths?
Well, their brand recognition is a major asset.
Okay.
Iron Mountain is synonymous with secure data storage and management.
Right.
They also have a global footprint with
there?
facilities in multiple countries, which gives them a competitive edge.
That makes sense.
And let's not forget their diverse customer base, spanning all these different industries, which reduces their reliance on any single sector.
Those are definitely some rock-solid strengths.
Yeah.
But we can't ignore the weaknesses that we've already talked about.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
The high debt load and negative free cash flow.
Yeah.
The real concerns.
Okay.
That high leverage could limit their financial flexibility.
Right.
Especially if interest rates climb or if they face like an unexpected economic downturn.
Yeah. And that negative free cash flow, while it could potentially be a result of these strategic investments, needs to turn positive eventually for them to be sustainable in the long run.
Exactly.
So some vulnerabilities alongside their strengths. What about opportunities? Where can Iron Mountain go from here?
Well, the continued explosion of data presents a massive opportunity for Iron Mountain. As companies generate more and more data, the need for secure storage, management, and protection is only going to intensify. Right.
Iron Mountain is well positioned to capitalize on this trend, especially as they, expand their digital solutions and cloud-based offerings.
So it seems like they're strategically evolving from a physical storage provider to a more comprehensive data management partner.
Right.
But what about threats? What external factors could hinder their growth?
Well, competition is a constant threat in any industry.
Right.
New players are emerging in the data storage market.
Yeah.
And existing giants like Amazon and Microsoft
Well,
are also formidable competitors with vast resources.
Okay.
So Iron Mountain needs to continue innovating and differentiating its offerings to stay ahead of the pack.
It's a very competitive landscape.
Yeah.
And they can't afford to rest on their laurels.
Definitely not.
Are there any other threats on the horizon?
Well, technological disruption is always a concern.
Okay.
New data storage technologies could emerge that could render existing solutions obsolete.
Or cybersecurity threats could compromise data integrity and erode customer trust.
Okay.
So Iron Mountain needs to be vigilant in adapting to these evolving challenges and investing in cutting-edge technologies to maintain its competitive edge.
Okay, so we've thoroughly examined Iron Mountain's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Yes.
It's time to synthesize all this information and address the central question that we posed at the beginning.
Yeah.
Is Iron Mountain a mountain of opportunity or a risky descent?
Well, based on our analysis, I believe Iron Mountain presents a compelling investment opportunity, but it's not without its risks. They are the leader in a growing market. They've got a strong brand, global reach, and a solid track record. And they're strategically pivoting towards, a data-centric future. And their commitment to ESG principles resonates with a growing investor base.
However, their high debt level and negative free cash flow, those are valid concerns that need to be monitored closely.
Absolutely.
Their ability to manage this debt, maintain profitability, and navigate these competitive pressures will ultimately determine their success. What are your key takeaways?
Well, for me, it's just a reminder that investing isn't just about looking at the numbers. It's about understanding the story behind those numbers. The company's vision, its strategy, and its ability to adapt to a changing world.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks.
And as always, remember to do your own research, consider your own risk tolerance, and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.
Good advice.
We're just here to give you the information and insights to help you make those informed choices.
Exactly.
If you enjoyed this deep dive and you want to explore more fascinating companies and industries with us, hit that subscribe button and join our community of curious minds.
That's a great idea.
We'll be back soon with another episode packed with insights and analysis.
Looking forward to it.
Until then, happy investing.